Hi everyone, welcome to Kahliya. This is Mia. I hope you're doing well. I hope you receive some light energy. We've just moved through the energy of the full moon, which was quite impressive. I'm sure you felt that, and I hope you were able to ride the wave. It was a little bit intense, but don't let that take you off course, okay? Today I want to talk to you about coming back home. Home to self, to source, to heart, and to soul. So many of the choices that we make in our lives are not really our own. And I want to bring you back to making choices of your own that feel like home, so that you will feel like you're back home, because that's where you need to be, and that's where you're supposed to be. We've been adapting, we've been influenced, conditioned, so many influences during the course of our lives. But we have learned a lot of lessons, and hopefully we have learned that it's up to us to make better choices for ourselves if we want to create a life that really means something to us. A meaningful life means meaningful choices, okay? And so, first of all, I'm a big believer in taking the pause. Firstly, for meditation, if you can, on a daily basis or almost daily basis, if you can take a daily meditation, even if it's just for 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, okay? That would be highly beneficial for you, because it helps you recenter. And there's so much going on outside and inside in our heads, from outside and from inside, that we become very quickly chaotic and not balanced and not at home with our souls and with source. And so not necessarily divinely guided. I'm sorry about the blur. I hope it'll settle too. There you go. Meditation is one way that can clean the clutter in our minds. At first, when we do it, then all the thoughts just come through, and the idea is to let them come through without controlling them, without trying too hard to stop them, and without going with them. Just let them come in and out and breathe. The breathing part is very important. Slowly and deeply inside, and slowly and deeply outside. The breathing in itself for a few times, every time you catch yourself a little bit chaotic or overwhelmed, is amazing. It helps you reconnect. And when you want to do a meditation, that it helps you let the grip go of these thoughts. Just let them go. Until with the breathing, you enter another sphere. Okay? And if at first you can't get there, it's okay. Because at the very least, you will have calmed down. It comes in stages. Not always can it be something very angelic. It may be never. Maybe you can't. And it's okay too. A lot of people meditate during their walks or during their washing the dishes or taking a shower. Okay? Anything you do that gets you out of the mind. All right? And helps you calm down and helps you just rebalance. That will help you reach back home to your soul, to your heart, to your source, to spirit, to divine guidance, and to balance so that you won't be acting out in default mode or without thinking properly. Okay? When I say the pause, I also recommend you take that pause. The camera keeps blurring in and out. I don't know how to deal with that. I'm really sorry. I just hope it'll settle. Maybe I shouldn't move too much. The pause before you take decisions, especially important decisions, really helps. And in that case, even a minute, if you can take a break before you have to make a decision, it's really, really good. Okay? Go outside for a moment. Go to the toilet for a moment if you're at work or in a certain situation where you can't really do your stuff. Just take a breather. Just step away from whatever energy and dynamic is going on so that you can find yourself again to make a better choice for yourself. Because that's what it's all about. Making right choices. Not to adapt, not by default, not to please others, not to act out of the expectations of others. A lot of us many times do things, sometimes even silly, simple things, up to bigger things. We do things because we feel uncomfortable to go against the grain. And, at the end of the day, you're going against yourself, and what's worse, and what's better. If you don't act from your center, from your authenticity, your wholeness, your realness, your truth, then how can you be building a life that nurtures your well-being and your truth and your values and your happiness? It's not possible. So I think that a lot of us make a lot of choices on a daily basis, from little to big, that are not our choices, not our real, honorable, valuable choices. And I'd like you to take a look at that, okay? It's really important. Also, I'd like you to think about where you invest your energy, your resources, your money, your intention, and your attention. Um, who is the company you keep? What situations, what places, even where you buy your groceries, anything, where you buy your clothes, products. It's all of this is not something that will be done in one day, but these are things to look at, okay? Because they really make a difference. They really make a difference. I want to give you an example. It's a very funny example. I've been looking online for furniture, which I cannot afford at the moment, but I am putting my intention out there. And I figure, and this is something that I have done for years and years, and long before I heard about, all kinds of theories about our energy and about manifestation, it was my instincts. It was my way of doing things, and I just do it till this day, and it always works for me and for anyone who tries it, for sure. So I'm looking at furniture, right? And I'm thinking at the very least I'm having fun. I know it takes time to choose and to find exactly what you're looking for in terms of taste, in terms of price. So, and in terms of what works with what and practicality, and there's so many things to take into account. And so I know it takes time, and I have the time, even if I don't have the means at the moment. And I think that I'm using this time wisely in preparation so that it is ready. My choices are ready when I can implement them. And so I'm looking online, and I'm enjoying the journey, which many times when we have to make a purchase, and sometimes we don't have the time to choose correctly. So I'm enjoying now the time I have to do this journey. And so I'm looking online, and you would think that online is not like you walk into a shop and you immediately feel the energy of the shop owner or the salesman or woman. And actually you do. I do. And the more you listen to your intuition and the more you develop that listening to how you feel with certain people, with certain situations, with certain places, the more you can develop that intuition and that confidence in your intuition, because we all have it. And that's something you can practice. And of course, I'm not talking only about online. It's everywhere and everything we do. And it's part of what I'm saying. Pay attention to where you put your energy. And if you walk into a shop, for example, that does not feel right to you, or into a situation or a group of friends or one friend does not feel right to you, listen to your intuition. Start listening to your intuition. Or if you are disrespected, or if you do not feel that their choices are healthy choices, or their behavior, even if it's not toward yourself, pay attention to all of this, because these are all signals, okay? And they're your own signals that we tend to dismiss. And we tend to dismiss because a lot of us if not all of us, have been dismissed with our intuitions, with the expression of them. And so as a result, we tend to dismiss them ourselves, which is a shame, because this is where we have to revalue ourselves and rebirth into honoring who we are, okay? So just like physical shops and physical places and people, you can feel online the energy of a shop and of people. And so I'm looking for these pieces of furniture, and there are sites that I immediately feel, ugh. And I say to myself, look how I dismiss myself, because I'm the same. I go, oh, come on, it's just furniture, it's an online shop, it's just... And here's the deal. I went through a few shops, and some specifically I felt really, really something not right with the site. Some were very, very direct signs. I don't want to go into details because it's not. And some were just a feeling, okay? And then I fall upon, and I've been looking for one item for a long time. And then I fall onto a site where everything from beginning to end feels right. The way they explain, you feel they're not lying. You feel they're not making things up. You feel they're not trying to be who they're not. They're not pretentious. They're down to earth. They're real. You see and read where they source their materials. They're transparent. And the energy, you feel the energy from the way they write down to all kinds of other details. And it felt like coming home. It was heartwarming, okay? Not only did I find the item with the measurements that I needed, but I felt it right, even if I'm not going to purchase now. But I'm talking about that feeling. It made me understand much clearer how I shouldn't dismiss my intuition. And that goes about everything and everyone you invest in. It's just that heartwarming is a term, it's not a word. It is a true sentiment. And if you have ever felt that feeling, you know what it means. And maybe it's been a while, you know, especially this year and a half where things have been a bit rough, and for many of us, maybe longer. Heartwarming is something that makes you feel warm at heart. It makes you feel that you came home. It makes you feel in line with your soul, with your values, with your truth. And that is a feeling I want you to search for in all the choices that you make. Okay? I want you to feel that way with the people you keep your company with, whether it's friends or partners or colleagues, or where you buy your groceries. Okay? I want you to have that feeling in everything you do, in everything you choose. And some things and places we can't choose for a while. And that's okay. because the rest of the choices that you make will be nurturing that feeling and that truth and those values, and will be filling the grid, filling your reality with that energy, which will only continue to attract more of that. And so those places and things and people that perhaps you cannot fully choose at the moment will gradually move into places and things and choices and people that do fit into that energy and reality that you are creating. Okay? And the reason also most of the time that some of those situations are not aligning with our truth. I don't know what's wrong with my camera today, I'm really sorry. Is for us to learn exactly that lesson, okay? Is for us to reach that place where we feel at home and where we feel that we're not at home. Just like my story with the furniture store, okay? And seriously, that goes to everything, everything. So with whatever you have in your life at the moment, you can still make, even though there are things that you may not be able to choose at the moment, there are a lot of things that you can choose. They can be simple little things, but they make a lot. They raise your vibration. They make you feel warm at heart. They nurture your energy, your vibration, your reality to a reality of value and meaningfulness, because we are here to create meaningfulness for ourselves, for our loved ones, and for the collective. So make every choice you make, every choice that you can make at the moment, and many more to come, make them meaningful, make them of value, make them heartwarming, make them make you feel that yes, that's me, that's who I am. You don't have to choose like everyone else, anything. And maybe sometimes it seems like there are no other choices, and that's another lesson. And the lesson is to be so steadfast and insistent on what you know is the truth that you wait for the right choice. And that also goes to many things in your life. Okay, it could be for a life partner, could be for friends, it could be for many things. And so that, and maybe you've already experienced that enough to know that it's worth waiting and maybe staying alone for a while and maybe staying without for a while until you reach your truth. Okay? So again, with whatever you have at hand, please consider your choices. And whenever you can, take a pause before you make especially important choices. Don't be afraid and don't be embarrassed to pull out for a minute so that you can reconnect to self, and try on a daily basis to do some kind of reconnecting, whether it be proper meditation or resting or praying or taking a walk or sitting in nature or playing music, anything that does it for you, okay? Sitting on a bench in a park for 5 minutes, anything. Make it a routine, because we don't realize how much we take in on a daily basis and how much it influences us in a way that we're riding a different wave that's not us. We disconnect. It's very easy to disconnect. Really very easy. It takes more investment to reconnect, but it's so well worth it. You'll be nurturing yourself and your loved ones if you do this on a daily basis. Another last point I want to add, I just remembered, is that during the day there will be always, and this is along the same as what I just said, triggers or temptations or things or people or situations that call on your energy. I think I've talked about this quite a while ago, maybe in one of my videos. Like a phone call, or someone catches you on the street, or an email, or a situation, or the news, or I mean, you know, our life is full of this. Make a point, first of all, to block out as much as possible interferences, especially when you spend quality time, whether with yourself, I mean, especially if you're doing meditation or some form of meditation or some form of reconnecting, please do yourself a favor, disconnect the phone, don't look at your emails, and try to spend quiet, quality time, okay? But even not in meditation, if you're with a loved one, a partner or family, or just, you know, spend as much time as you can without interferences on a daily basis. Otherwise you become like a train or a bus, you know. It's like, it's very difficult to maintain any connection with source if you're constantly giving your energy away. There is no way of moderating and controlling, not controlling, but yeah, controlling, moderating is a better word, where your energy goes. People and situations will pull at it every second. Try to create something, some kind of a structure in your life. Maybe, for example, at work, you have to. And so when you come home, try and spend a certain amount of time with the phone and emails, and if you do TV or news or whatever, and try and not make it something that takes over your life, because then you'll be a slave to outer influences, and you will never be able to clear. You will never even be able to detect how much you have absorbed, which is not you, and contributes to your inner chaos, okay? And so it'll be really difficult to make meaningful choices, or to be connected, or to be divinely guided, or to listen to your intuition. Okay, so and so there will be moments where you get like a phone call, or someone um, meets you on the street, or writes you an email or whatever. Pay attention to your choice again of where you put your energy, because also it doesn't mean that immediately if something or someone comes in that you have to give your energy away. Okay, you may have took the call or you may have took the message. It doesn't mean you have to react immediately. It doesn't mean that you have to even indulge immediately in your brain. And this is something that I think not many people pay attention to. I think that we have become, especially in the era of computers and cell phones, even though I think we've had this before, but now even more, I think we have, instead of nurturing our connection to source and to soul and intuition, we have nurtured a fast speed, chaotic state of mind in which interferences are part of the game, or even the main part, because actually we become dependent on them. It's like, okay, something's going on, because actually we're running away from being quiet and from being with self. And so it's totally unnatural. I think that what this year and a half did to help this situation is to temper a little bit. I'm saying this with hesitation, because I realized that even during lockdowns and everything, I mean, phones were on and computers were on, but less maybe physical interactions, and maybe some more quiet. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean that you have to be a Zen Buddhist or a hermit and total quiet 24 hours a day. But I'm saying that we have really overdeveloped that high speed, searching for the word, those temptations of reacting and acting every second to something that's going on, that takes us away from what's more important, and to a point where we don't even realize anymore what's more important. That has become what's more important. That has become our values, and that is normally something that is actually a lot of tension, a lot of chaos, a lot of clutter, a lot of gossip, a lot of fear-based news, a lot of people manipulating us and our energy without us realizing it. So take a moment when something comes in or attempts to come in, or even if you had to receive, it doesn't mean that your mind has to go there at that very second. It doesn't mean that you have to act, and it doesn't mean inside that you have to act. Sometimes you can say, okay, let's put this on the shelf. I have to think about that later and answer. At the moment, I am in this thought process for an important choice, or I am just in a state of being where I am working on something, or creating something, or talking to a loved one, or having some deep discussion with myself or with spirit, or planning something. You know, there are so many things that you can give yourself quality time and your energy to, but we don't realize how much it is being robbed from us on a daily basis. And people have grown used to receiving immediate answers, but we don't have to do it that way. Okay, rebuild your reality and your choices. And also, maybe by putting that on the shelf, maybe afterwards you will be creating quality time in order to react to whatever that was. Or maybe it really wasn't something important and it was just an attempt to rob you of your energy. And if you would have reacted in default mode, you would have gotten pulled in without even thinking about it. And there you go again. Your energy was robbed, your time, your quality time, and your own nurturing of self and of loved ones out the window. Okay? So I hope you understand, and I hope this relates, and I hope this helps. Okay, bye for now.